Welcome back to the workshop. Um, at the end of the last video, I told y'all that tonight is going to be an assembly of the second A unit. So trying to get in the habit of making these intros short, so I'm just going to jump right into it. As you can see, I'm going to have all of the main components listed out there, and we're going to do the assembly. Again, it's likely going to be a part where I kind of jump into this, and I'm going to probably speed it up. Might add some music to it, might add a little bit of my own audio to it. But before I kind of sped things up, I I wanted to show y'all how I sort of test horns. Again, this is one of those small tutorials that you don't see as often, in my opinion. And I want to show y'all how I do that because, again, for now, this is going to be a fully rigged A unit. So I have my two horns here that came out of my box. These one may have came on that 53 frame, the 2353 frame, and one of these I probably just had in the parts box. I've not tested either of these. Hopefully one of them works so that we can use them on here, and then maybe for a later video, if I have one that doesn't work, I can show you how I try to fix these. So what I'll do is I'll just grab a regular 9-volt battery, and I will just put that lead to my positive right here. And then I'll just basically touch the other half to the horn. If I can get it, my goodness, I'm overcomplicating this. So again, there's nothing to this one. We have nothing. It should be completing that circuit there, and it's not. And so we have something going on. It could be a rusty diaphragm in there that's causing issues. I see some rust right here at the wire, so there could be some major corrosion inside there. Also, quick little tip. If you decide to clean one of these before I get to that video later on, if you're going to service one of these, heat these tabs up a little bit with a little, one of those little pocket torches. It'll make bending these a lot easier, and you're not as likely to break the tabs off, because once you break too many of those tabs, you can't lock it down tight enough anymore, and the horn's kind of no good. So same thing. We have it on our positive. We're going to just complete it, and we got. I don't know how loud that is on camera, but it's very strong on my end. So we have a horn that works. So cool. So we're going to go with that one. This one will go back in the parts box. We will give it another look one of these days. But we are going to, again, for the sake of trying to keep these reasonable, I'm going to go ahead and start assembling this train together. Once we get this all done, this portion of the video, we are going to segue right into, hopefully, our first AA test where we are able to lock the units out and kind of see what we get. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and we'll hopefully catch you on the other side. All right, so obviously we have not wired this A unit up, but that is going to be our two pullers. So when we come back, I'm about to step away to the bench with this one. I'm going to wire it up again. I'm going to kind of skip you all the wiring montages here because that's a little more tedious. I can screw this thing together a little bit quicker than I can wiring it up. But I'm going to break away. When we come back, I'm hoping to have these two ready, at least on the motor side. I don't have any lights or anything really rigged up too much yet to set our units and see what we get. So we will catch y'all in just a second. All right, guys, we are back from the workbench. Since that last portion of the video, it's been a couple days for a few reasons. When I initially went in to wire this, I wired it up with the motors that were shown on the assembly portion of this, and it ran, and it ran fine. But a big part of this project running 2A units is to make sure that these trains are as close to performance as possible so that one is not fighting the other when we have these E units locked out. A very crude method as far as measuring that I used was simply putting each A unit independently on the track and then running it the outer loop and basically timing it at about 13 volts. Well, at 13 volts output from the transformer, and I just took a time and I compared the two. Initially, the NYC framed unit ran really well. Honestly, it's a really smooth running unit. It runs the loop in about 6.5 seconds. And I mean, one of the smoothest F3s I've put together in terms of performance goes. Very smooth. The second one that I assembled, the second A unit, ran great on the track, but it just didn't quite have the motor output that I was hoping for. And it was doing much closer to 9 seconds for the same loop. And that was not going to work for this project because it didn't matter if this one was, if it was pulling, it was constantly going to getting pushed by the other unit or vice versa. And I didn't want to do that long term. I could have just ran with that and just, whatever, but I didn't want to do that. It wouldn't have satisfied what I wanted. So I basically had to go through my additional units here. I had some extra motors and I did some swapping around, but I essentially had to test all of my motors bench test wise and to see kind of the health of these motors a little bit closer than just running them on the track. Because the thing with these pull more motors is you can bench test them or you can kind of, see if they run just via a bench test, but you really don't know what you have until you hook it up to the trucks and actually see what it can do as far as pushing the gears on that truck. So it did take a little bit of swapping and testing and quite a bit of trial and error until I came up with a good 2 motor set on this second A unit. And I've basically, I don't want to say they're exactly the same type of performance, but we are getting right around about 6.5 seconds on this first unit, and I'm getting just at about 6 minutes and about 40 or 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm getting 6.4 seconds on this new unit. So we are very, very close in performance in that term. So to continue on through this video, we are going to, stop and break away from this part of the workbench. And when I come back, I'm going to first show y'all the new A unit running on the track, followed by pairing these two up together and watching them run together for the first time. You'll see I'll run it kind of through its paces. I'll have it as low as about 10 volts, as high as about 15 to 16 volts, and then right kind of in that sweet spot at 13 volts. So when we come back, we will have this A unit ready to go. Okay, we are on the layout. We have our transformer on. I believe I have it where the E is the cycle right now. So we're going to go ahead and run it just a few different directions at a few different voltages. We'll make this quick and then we'll have our AA combination. So like I said, I'm going to start it off at about 8 to 10 volts. We'll take it up to about 13 volts, which is where kind of the sweet spot is where I want them to be running. And then we'll take it up to about 15, 16, just kind of open it up a little bit. So we're going to get it moving. It's going to be about our 10 volt running there. take it up to about 13, which is where I ideally like to keep them. Give it a little bit more. About 16 volts there, running real smooth. And we're gonna go ahead and get it ready to lock out. So we are locked out, back in reverse. Give me a second, we'll be right back, and I'm gonna have these 2 units tethered. All right, guys. So we're back, and just like that, we have our 2 A units tethered together. So we're gonna go ahead and run these for the first time together. And I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Again, we're gonna take it to the same paces. We're gonna start off on a lower voltage, kind of our sweet spot, and then we'll ramp it up a little bit, just kind of show them running a little bit faster speeds. So again, that's gonna be right about 10 volts. About 11 volts there. And as we're going through, we're going to take it up to about 13 volts. I keep using the number 13 just because that seems to be the kind of the sweetest number for these when they're running separately. And then we're going to take it up to 15. All right, guys, so that's going to wrap this video up for tonight. I'm going to disassemble these units, get the shells ready for paint, and we will catch y'all in the next episode. Thank y'all. Have a good night.